Hello again. So let's discuss chapter 4 of Tsotsi as we summarize it. So we saw a lot happen from chapter 2, 3 up to now. So in chapter 3, we learned Tsotsi's real name is David. We haven't yet learned his surname. We learned that his real name is David. Now I left that specifically for the chapter 4 analysis since it links to another memory from the past that he will have in this chapter. So let's dig in. Now you'll find in chapter 4, Tsotsi now has the baby. He actually has to care for the baby and he wants to care for the baby. But now he's a hardened criminal. He doesn't want people to find out that, listen, he's now got a baby that he's actually caring for and actually showing, some affection to. Hardened criminal can't be seen to be weak at all. That would make his whole reputation fall apart. That would cause a lot of damage to him. So he goes to a shop far away from where he lives, far, far away. He goes to the shop to go and buy milk for the baby. So he walks in, but he doesn't know what baby milk looks like. So he stands there next to the beans and millipop, and he just stares at the owner and his wife. And, they're nervous because they can see, but this is like a criminal. They can see it. And he's just standing. And he's waiting when he's not speaking, he's not walking up to them, he's just standing. And, they're nervous. Luckily, there's other people in the shop. Then he leaves. He comes back again. There's less people in the shop. They're more nervous. He eventually leaves again. And he comes back a third time. So Kasim, the owner's wife, then, she goes. Okay, so Kasim is the owner. His wife then goes, and she goes into their house area, locks her and the children away from Tsotsi because she's scared. She fears him. Kasim also fears him. But now he walks up to him and asks him, can I help? Tsotsi just responds with one word, milk. Seems like milk. Yeah, milk. Baby milk. Kasim can't understand. Why would a hardened criminal want baby milk? So he reaches up and he takes a tin of condensed milk and he gives it to Tsotsi. Then we learn something interesting. Tsotsi is illiterate. Tsotsi cannot read. He's completely illiterate. So Kasim convinces him, listen, the condensed milk is good for baby milk. Take it. So Tsotsi buys it. He actually buys it. He buys it. Instead of stealing it, he buys it. Doesn't harm the owner. Do you see that change starting to happen in this personality of a hardened criminal showing care and affection? There's actually Boston's words. One day, that day, you will feel. So you can see there's sort of feeling starting there. Takes the baby back to his home. First time, he has to change a diaper. Then he feeds the baby with the condensed milk. Then he comes to think, but listen, I can't keep the baby here. People will find out. It will damage his reputation. So he then takes the baby to ruins. Now, the ruins, back then what happened during this era is there were forceful removals of people. So they would literally break down their houses. They would break it down, be it shacks or homes or whatever it may be. Their shelters broken down. They were left without a home, straight. They were forcibly removed. Because if this is in fact Sophia Town, as we guess, because it's not really mentioned, this exact specific township. So the guess is Sophia Town, because we know that's where stuff like this happened, is they moved the entire township away so that they could give it to, white people. Okay? So they moved all the other black people out of there, out of the township. So we read how houses are torn down, leaving these ruins. So these are the ruins that are spoken of, is with these forceful removals of getting rid of the people so they can make space to put other people there. A lot of discrimination and oppression and a lot of bad stuff. So just imagine the milieu in which Tsotsi is taking place, because it is key and important as to why he was the way he was, how it contributed to the criminality and the motivation for criminality, and how his redemption also sort of replicates and shines light on our country as a whole's redemption, okay? Which is also one of the questions they like to bring out in essays, especially. So just bear that in mind. But now, he takes the baby to the ruins, and he leaves the baby when no one else can find the baby. Okay? and so no one can find out also about the baby. So he leaves the baby there with the condensed milk and the spoon in these ruins. But he starts now getting flashes again of his own history. So we're starting to see more. And we now learn about what is called the yellow bitch, his childhood dog. We immediately notice, listen, something's wrong with this dog, because the dog was crawling to him. We don't yet know the story behind why the dog is crawling. That's not yet made public to us yet, if I can put it that way. We don't know yet. It's not written anywhere. We just now know there's a dog called the yellow bitch, and this dog was seemingly injured and crawling to him. Because why was the dog crawling? So that's something that will be revealed later. But now we start seeing bits and pieces are coming back. Bear in mind, he's caring now for a baby instead of killing it. He's starting to feel, he's starting to tend, he's starting to nurture. So can you see the redemption, the character formation and development that is starting to take place? Remember, it's important that you can compare him from chapter 1 to how he is now and how he changes and what he eventually becomes. This character formation and development and how he finds his identity, all of this is extremely important, and we start seeing it all the way. We saw that horrific crime they got away with in chapter 1. We saw what happened in chapter 2, chapter 3. We start seeing, listen, something is taking, it's like a turning point. Now you can see he's now nurturing. He's actually caring. A hardened criminal is now starting to care for a little baby. He recognizes the innocence of the baby. I mean, he could have done horrible things, and yet he actually chose to care. So Boston's words, bear that in mind. As I said, Boston is a catalyst.